Hey guys, Quantric here. This is going to be a Inquisitor leveling guide for the new league. So this is going to walk you through leveling from Act 1 to Act 10 as an Inquisitor, and just ending right before we would start the mapping experience, right after getting the final 2 skill points from Kitava. So let's get, let me fix my timer. All right. Let's get started. Boom. Yeah, so we're gonna beat up the hungry corpse here. Easy kill. Take that glacial hammer, socket it in. Yeah, not much to do in this zone. You know, you just run up the coast to your boy Hillock. You smash him with the glacial hammer. Easy peasy. And we're gonna want to pick up all the items, and we're going to vendor all those because we're going to need a lot of wisdom scrolls to buy everything we need. When we get to town, we're going to look for blue, 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 and blue, blue, green wands. We would also be fine with just a blue, green wand if nothing else is available. And we're also going to buy Stormblast Mine. So let's just beat down Hillock here, and eventually he'll phase. You want to make sure not to hit him while he phases, because you can accidentally freeze him with your glacial hammer. And then it like delays his phasing and it takes you longer to actually kill him. But when he's like actually attacking you, it's fine to freeze him. Easy peasy. Alright. Got a little unethical with the whetstone there, but I'll take it. So we want to take our gems out of our item because we're going to vendor that for wisdom scraps. So we'll talk to Nessa first, and we will sell all of that juice. Keep the iron ring. We can use that later. So we got a blue, blue, blue. We did not get a blue, green, so we'll just buy this other blue, blue wand and Stormblast Mine for now. We will take a red gem. That'll be used later. And we'll look for movement speed boots, and we'll take this blue, green helmet. Let's go. My stones are wet. Hell yeah. So we want to stock it in our Stormblast Mine as our clearing ability, and I like to link it to Elemental Proliferation to proliferate the shock, and also give a slightly higher chance to shock. So typically when you run through the coast, you don't kill any mobs unless you're going to get stuck and die. So yeah, I'm just going to ignore them, kind of just run on to the next zone, which will be Mudflats. And Mudflats, we're going to try and get to around level 3, 70%. The reason for that is I want to be level 4 after I kill Hail Rake, so I can equip all my gems in town, as opposed to doing that in the Submerged Passage. I'm pretty bad at like doing gem swaps while moving, so I just try to XP beforehand so I don't have to do that. So, yep, just killing a bit, going through the zone. We want to avoid that big, unique Roa guy. I typically do run and get all these shrines if I do see one, just because it can give you a bit of damage. Let's try not to die here. That would be embarrassing. So we're getting some pretty fat XP right now. We've not really gotten any links, though, which is unfortunate. Just gonna go, I believe it's up. I'm gonna take out this pack, just because we have the shrine on us. We're doing quite a bit of dam. Boomer gem swaps, true. Yep, it's me. Just a slow boomer. And up we go, onto the title island. We need to save both of these red gems. So these will be used later for creating ruby rings in Act 2 that we'll use to do a level 20 wand recipe. Our current iron ring will be used with a blue gem to make a sapphire ring, so we can get a level 8 cold damage to spells recipe on one of our wands. So pretty much every item you get in the early game has some sort of use later on. And it's important to kind of keep track of all of these things. Why is the Templar talking to us? Alright. Twitch chat, memeing as usual. Hate to see it. So it's important to pick up this blue-red helm here, because that's going to be how we'll socket in our war banner. So like I said before, we're going to go vendor here. We're going to take the Quicksilver. We'll take Onslaught. And we will sell all of our stuff. I'm going to keep this wand. Or ID it for alteration shards, actually. We still don't have a blue-blue-green. We want to buy Arcane Surge, Orb of Storms, and War Banner.
Farewell.
Farewell.
We didn't have a blue-green, which was slightly unfortunate.
If you're willing.
Because we can't use War Banner then. So I see a blue-red that I can use. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this helmet. And then we'll buy blue-red gloves. That'll be for our war banner. So now it's like pretty smooth sailing until Brutus. There's not much you need to know besides dropping a portal right here. Surprise, there was more you needed to know. We'll go back to that portal when we hit lower prison, and that's when we'll do Dweller.
Becomes clearer with each bloody step.
So I typically try to kill any mob in my way, and then I also stop for all blue packs that I see, or I'll go out of my way for blue packs, and then I'll try to kill pretty much every white mob I run into, which is different than a lot of other speedrunners, but I like to be at a higher XP level. Just because it feels a lot safer in hardcore on League Start, even though this is an SSF softcore run. I still try to play like it would be a hardcore league. So make sure to spec your skill points. We're just going straight up to the damage nodes, and then we'll go through the dex, movement, cast, attack speed nodes. I can't remember what it's called. I just noticed I'm using the wrong filter, so we will switch. Yes, this is not a melee character. Important.
I must have
Oh,
time
look.
to gather my will.
We have items we needed. Very cool. Definitely didn't miss any of those earlier, right? Could be good boots. I don't know why I keep getting good colors on scepters. Ideally you want wands, not scepters. Hopefully we'll end up with a blue-blue-green at some point. Really helps with keeping your onslaught up when you can get the procs from both Orb of Storms and Frostbomb and not just one of them. But the priority is definitely Frostbomb over Orb of Storms, because it's easy to just place it and kill a pack of mobs and get the onslaught proc, whereas with Orb of Storms, typically you have to throw some Stormblast mines to actually kill mobs with it. It doesn't do the killing by itself. So we'll go up here. And we'll go back to town and do the Dweller of the Deep. I'm going to actually go and talk to the NPC in town, Nessa, to get the added lightning damage support, so I'll have a little higher damage on Dweller. So we'll just run down here real quick, and we'll do our nice vendor walk. Get that added lightning in. And on to Dweller. Oh, transmute. Very good. We'll need that to do our wand craft. Ideally, you want to do that before Brutus if you have enough items. I currently have one rare item in my inventory I can ID. It does have a lot of mods on it, so I may be able to get my wand craft. Recording this, Quantric? Yes, this is a recording for the YouTube. Oh, nice. So I'm going to go ahead and transmute that wand, because it has the colors I want. So It'll be very nice. Oh, we got a second iron ring, which is cool. And we'll just kill Dweller with some Stormblast Mine and Orb of Storms. And then when he pops to second phase, we'll stack up and we'll drop our War Banner and just delete. So we did get quite a few rare items, actually.
Hello.
Which is extra cool. Alright, let's sell that. Let's sell that. So we should have our recipe now. Oh, no, wrong ring. There we go. Yep.
Take care.
There's a
So
fine line
we're
between
going
man
to
and monster.
one link our
Brutus,
arcane
the warden
thing
of Axiom
with
Prison.
Bobber.
He crossed that line long ago.
Little scuffed links
big lad.
right now.
And as you know from Hillock, big lads are slow. Hit. Farewell. I've traveled inland.
His soft podcast voice. So soft, so tender.
I must have time to gather my will.
Alright, and now we just go and kill Brutus. Yeah, pretty simple. Do the trial, kill the mobs, pick up items you might need. Right now I'm still missing like a triple blue would be something I really want. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that. Or some item that would be easily chromed into a triple blue. And always pick up the rare items. Alright, nice little wraparound layout. Very cool. So after I get the movement and cast speed nodes, I typically go for Elemental Overload. So it's quite a lot of travel points next, so you don't get much character power
Your
between
humble
now and then.
servant thanks you, my god.
What's your take on morality? Yes. Chat with the nice questions. I believe this should be in the middle from this layout. Got a little unethical shrine. Actually need to go back and pick that Chancellor buff. There's another blue gem we might be able to use.
Your answer's here.
Nice turbo
heretic.
shrine, saving our time. Always welcome. Why do my feet smell if they have no nose? Probably because you didn't shower.
Your crime is trespass. Your
So here we're just going to set up some Stormblast Mine and drop our War Banner. Our damage is a little low because we don't have those extra blue sockets we would need to link up our Stormblast Mine to added lightning, but it's fine. So one of the nice things about Templar is you don't really need transmutations at this point.
While we live, we are
So
Stay sharp
I'm going to
out
save
there.
all my rare items for alterations and then just swap in my
Stay sharp out there.
Flame Dash and get a nice Sapphire Ring. One thing you could pick up is Vitality if you want to be a little safer early on, but you don't want the mana burden in Act 2 when you're going to be running some more
I must have
support
time
gems.
to gather my will.
So there's nothing too crazy for the rest of this act. You're just going to be doing the Ship's Graveyard quest to get the Fairgraves skill point, and you're going to be killing Merveil. At level 12, you can take Stormbrand from the vendor and use that if you have an open socket. It's not required. but the DPS is slightly helpful, I would say. You definitely don't need it. Is Swift Assembly support worth it early? It is worth it, but you do not get that gem on Templar.
Children, hidden from the eyes of their father.
You also do not get Smoke Mine on Templar, which is why I'm not using that. So the order I like to do this zone in is I try and find the cave and run that, and then I go into the Cavern of Anger. I think that's the first one. We take the waypoint, and then we go back to the starting location to go to Fairgraves. In this zone, the Fairgraves item is typically diagonal from the start. If you kind of draw a diamond, it's in the opposite corner of the diamond. So try and make your way in that direction. I don't know if I explained that well enough, but take what you will. So it could be here. Yep, there you go. Opposite corner of the diamond. Yep. One thing to note about opening strong boxes, typically it's fine to open blue ones if you want to play a little riskier, because it's pretty rare for them to have a freeze mod on them, but you almost never open rare strong boxes blindly early on unless you have a freeze immunity flask you can pop. So now we're going to spec our points while we wait for this dialogue. And then we'll have EO for Merveil, which will be a nice little damage boost. We still want a 2 blue setup though, so I might try and chrome an item if I find something. Probably helmet. So we'll go back to town, get our skill point first, and then we'll take Stormbrand just for something to have. And then I'll go ahead and vendor some of these rare items, get those out of the way, get rid of the gloves, and let's just chrome this, see what happens. All right, we failed. So we're still going to be on the lookout for a 2 blue item. And now we have EO. I do have a blue socket open for Stormbrand, but I want to wait until I get a 2 or 3 blue for the helmet or gloves, just so I don't have to like swap items and gems around too much. And then if I don't end up finding something before Merveil, I'll probably just put it in the helmet. Keep finding wands, dude.
I must have time to gather.
What filter do I use? So I use Stupid Fat Hobbits filter, but I kind of customized it. I have some like sounds I made, custom sounds for specific items. Like 3 blue or 3 green or things like that will have custom sounds, like mainly the links I need. And then on my melee filter, I'll have things like Iron Ring will say iron, or Whetstone will say wet, or what else is there? So I'm probably just going to take this chest piece to fix my link problem with Stormblast Mine. Ooh. Nope. There we go. Yep, and then we can socket in Stormbrand now. Definitely didn't mess up and fuck up my war banner. Not a chance I did that. So as you can see, like, Stormbrand doesn't do a ton of damage, but it also doesn't do 0 damage. It's also kind of nice for the ads. Little extra chunking. Go ahead and pop my war banner here. Seemed like a fine time to use it. We got rare boots to ID, hopefully MS. Big MS boots. Nice.
This forest, so twisted. I pray that I'm not too
The new
late to
racing
turn
meta?
the
The new
tide of
racing meta
destruction.
is duelist. So we'll go out to town here, just sell off the extra items, and then we'll make our way to the den. And I do not have a portal scroll, so we're going to just find it and do it. So I mismanaged my currency a little bit. Call that punishment. It's actually not in a bad location. We got a little lucky.
Ready, Exile? It is time to hunt.
Your trust is the only reward I need, my Lord of Light.
XD. Hey, Grotha, I did some XP runs on Duelist. I almost hit 19.
Ready, Exile? It is time to hunt.
But this is just a leveling guide for the boys for YouTube.
I must have time to get.
Alright, so we're going to take the Quicksilver Flask here. I'm going to sell a Transmute, actually, just so I have Wisdoms.
Stay true to you.
Think Duelist for 30 to 50. I'm doing Duelist for everything 1 hour or less.
The lair of a toy maker.
Make sure to do essences. So we're going to need these to make our ruby rings for the level 20 wand craft, which will add fire damage to spells. Feels weird to play. Yeah, the Duelist isn't too natural. It's like really slow, the attack speed on that skill. And you have to keep your like steel shards managed well, or else you don't do any damage at all. It's definitely not natural. So in this zone, we're just gonna find the trial, run the trial, and then we'll go kill Fiddleitis and we'll log out. For the quest reward, I take Herald of Thunder, which we can socket into our boots, and then if you have currency, I typically buy Wave of Conviction and Herald of Ash, and it looks like I do have 3 alterations, so I will be able to buy both of those when I go back. Three alts unethical. Hey, if you kill mobs a lot and you loot items, you get lots of alts. That's all I gotta say. What auras do you even run on the Duelist? Early on, I don't run any. I just run War Banner for like short races. Alright, so I just pre-stack my mines here and then pop War Banner when Fiddleitis gets to it. And do like a big chunk of damage on Templar with that War Banner. Take the gem, log out. So we're gonna take Herald of Thunder here. And then we'll go here and we will buy Herald of Ash and Wave.
Goodbye.
So we'll socket those into our beautiful helmet. I'm going to drop Frostbomb for Wave of Conviction. And then put in the Herald of Ash.
Time to hunt.
So at this point, you can clear with either Orb of Storms or Wave, whatever feels more natural to you. You can also use both of them sometimes. You can like drop the Orb of Storms and then throw the Wave. I'm kind of like a little scuffed with my skill points at the moment. Stop asking duelist questions while you're doing your Templar thing. It's okay, this run's only going to Act 10, so it'll be over in a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and spec Dark Arts, and then we'll take those 2 movement speed nodes, and following that, I go to the Templar core area, which has the 12 elemental resistance, as well as 2 pretty big life nodes that'll give you some nice survivability early on. Probably should have checked for Weaver up here before heading down. I'm going to fix a few keybinds. So in preparation for the next act, the things I'm looking for in this act are a few more alterations. I want to buy Desecrate, and I also want to do 2 wand crafts. So I'm going to need a few rare items to get 2 more alterations from my current one. And then the other thing is I want a 3 blue item somewhere, which could be another wand, which I guess I have in my inventory, so I can do my next craft on the 3 blue wand. So then we'll have a 3 blue instead of a 2 blue. So I'll go ahead and move these links down. Actually, it's a white wand, so I can just swap it out now. Huh. Easy. All right, so for Weaver, what I do is I throw my Stormblast Mine, get those stacked up, you Flame Dash in, you Wave of Conviction, and then you drop. Oh, yep, 1 shot, nice. Been a while since I did that. I was not expecting that to happen. Everything happened a little too quick. But I'll say the combo again, because I know I kind of just mouthgasmed really quickly. Okay, we want that 3 blue chest, actually. Go, I'm so slow, dude. Alright, we'll move these into our chest. So we have a nice 3-link for Stormblast Mine. Okay, so the combo for Weaver is you drop all of your Stormblast Mine. You want to stack that up to 15. And then you'll Flame Dash in. You'll drop Orb of Storms. And then you'll drop War Banner, spam Wave of Conviction, and then spam your Detonate button all at the same time. And you'll do a ton of damage. Sometimes you'll one-shot. Sometimes you won't. It pretty much depends on when you get your EO proc. You do the same thing for Kraden, right? So you drop your 15 mines, and then once those are down, you do Orb of Storms, and then you just drop your wave, spam, and yeah, kill stuff. So I'm going to vendor here because I'm a little heavy in the inventory.
Exiles.
We need to save up wisdom scrolls in order to buy ruby rings, unless we get a ruby ring drop. So we're gonna need 6 wisdoms to buy that. The other thing you can do if you have too many transmutes is you can sell those for wisdoms, but I don't typically like to do that unless I really have to. It's better to just loot them if you can. I'm pretty bad when it comes to looting transmutes, though. It's something I'm always late on. So, yep, just drop your Orb of Storms, spam your 15 mines, Orb again, mine again, War Banner, Wave, blow up mines. For some reason, I did no damage. That's fine.
You dare to speak for peace, outlaw? There's the peace your lies have earned you.
So now we'll go and we'll help Alira, and then we'll make our way south to do the Wave Forward quest. I need to put Cast Without Moving on my wave, actually. I pretty much help Alira on every character. I just like the easy res. Especially if you're playing an Inquisitor, it's good to help Alira because you're typically playing a critical strike build and you get a nice chunk of crit multi. Crit multi good. By the time you would no longer need those stats, you probably have 20 regret orbs to respec anyways. Take the emblem, go here, log out. So now what I do is I'm going to buy Desecrate, just so I don't have to go over to this vendor later, and we'll just socket that in to get it leveling up. We'll go to Act 1, and this will be useful because when we log out for the Crypt quest, we'll be right next to the skill point guy as well as the vendor to buy Combustion, which will be used for our Armageddon Brand setup. Okay, so we got kind of lucky. We dropped a ruby ring, so that's one less to buy. I only have one essence right now. So I can either do my second wand with a transmutation or a chance orb. I do have an extra chance orb, so I might end up using that on my other ruby ring to hopefully hit a rare one. And if we get a unique ring, well, you're just bad at the game, I guess. Because there's no vendor recipe for that. How'd you rate Icicle Mines as a miner until you can get a 5-link Tremor Rod? I am not too sure about Icicle Mines. I'm actually not too sure about miners in general.
I must have time to gather my will.
I would recommend Garatha, who is a professional Icicle Mines Deadeye player, if you would like more information. Okay, we kind of went the wrong way. Unfortunate, but...
The night must give way to the day.
So we're just going to make our way through the trial. And we're going to kill the blue mobs because they give XP. And XP is delicious. Touch the thing, log out. And we're right next to the dude. Oh my gosh, I have to sneeze so bad. Whoa.
God hasn't abandoned.
And we buy Combustion. Yep. And we look for a ruby or iron ring. I see iron ring, so I will buy. And then we'll sell that with a red gem to make a ruby ring. Move that down into the corner. We'll essence one of them. And then we'll progress forward. Thank you for the bless you. Like I said earlier, skill points now are going into this elemental res area in the Templar region. So we'll take one more node here that gives like spell damage and a little bit of crit, and then we'll go to the witch area of the tree to get the fire res and fire damage cast speed node. That'll be useful when we swap to Armageddon Brand. Just some big damage and some nice res. At this point, my currency is managed pretty well. I need one alteration shard, so I can pretty much identify any blue item and get the last alt I need to do my 2 wand crafts. So I'll look for a rare item, but I'll probably just pick up a blue item. Templar does not get summon skitterbots, so it doesn't make sense to use Infernal Legion with summon skitterbots because you don't have skitterbots. So we got some nice money here. Our level's really high right now. We're level 21. So I always open the blue strong boxes. going to go ahead and set up my Desecrate to the right button while I'm moving. I typically put it on A. So when we get to town, we're going to vendor a few items. And then we're going to do our double wand craft. Some difference between Templar and Witch and Shadow is you want to do your wand crafts at the bottom of the pyramid at the Cavern's waypoint, so you're able to keep your war banner stacks when you get to Vaal Oversoul. So if you wait till the Oversoul to do your wand crafts, when you zone out, you actually end up losing all your war banner stacks, which is a lot of burst damage. So we're gonna go here and we'll go to town. We will sell off that rare item. We have 2 wands to craft. Just make sure they're both magic. And then one of my ruby rings. All right, we got lucky with the chance orb because we're a god gamer.
Travel far.
All right, so we're bottom of the pyramid now. Make sure you put your war banner up so you didn't just waste all of your hard effort to do the crafts now instead of later. I like to stop leveling war banner when it turns gray for the first time, just because you don't get a lot of strength on this tree. So sometimes if you accidentally have strength on an item and you get that and you level your war banner up, you could be hosed later when you need to swap that item for another item. So try not to level your war banner up too high, as you could end up losing it later due to stat requirements. I'm going to go ahead and keep this blue-green chest. It'll be useful for when we swap to cremation. Should probably put on my other wand. So our combo on Vaal is going to be similar to all of our other combos. Yeah, you just stack your Stormblast Mind, put down your Orbo Storms, and when he spawns, you spam Wave and drop War Banner and blow all your mines up. So I'm going to try and get Combustion into my links, just so we have a little bit more damage. I'm going to put LE Prolif onto Orbostorms to try and get a shock, and I'll put Combustion onto Wave of Conviction. So we want to start stacking our mines now. Refresh that orb, and then just blow up those mines and spam our walk, and then set up our next set of mines. Vaal's pretty tanky nowadays, so it's pretty hard to one-shot him. But easy 2-shot every time for sure. I'm going to go and I'm going to sell those rare items I just found so they're not bloating my inventory.
Sarn, birthplace of the Templar. A fitting place to put things right.
Oh, I didn't allocate precision? Oops. No one telling me. So we have 2 additional rare items here, so I'll actually wait for those. I am telling Havoc? No, don't tell, please. I forgot I take these fire damage AoE nodes pretty early on, actually. Go ahead and inspect those now. Can drop our 1 wisdom shard. We're probably not going to need that for anything. So we'll go do Crema, we'll do the trial, and we'll kill the dude. The dude being Piety. There's not really much to do in Act 3 except go through the quests and prepare for your swap to Armageddon Brand Cremation, which happens when you hit level 28. So Other specific things you can do in this act is whenever you hit level 24, you can start checking the vendor for 4-link items. That's when they start appearing. So you'll probably see me do vendor checks every time I go back to town at this point, since it is a longer run. If it was an Act 5 run and not an like a league start run, I would not check for a 4-link just because you don't need it. But in longer runs, when you're going past Act 5, I always like to check for 4-links early on.
Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
So I'm not sure what side the Piety quest is on, so we'll go check this side first. And it looks like this is all a dead end, so we went to the wrong side. Nice. So while this skill tree is like a little specific for leveling, it does have the ability to scale into a pretty popular meta build, which would be the Detonate Dead Inquisitor at the moment. So I'll try to keep my tree pretty close to what you would have as a DD Inquisitor, since you do want just a bunch of fire damage AoE nodes.
There's your truth, heretic.
I must have time to gather my will.
Another rare item, always welcome. Apparently Piety doesn't want to fight.
Enough of this.
Make sure to take the gem, log out. I'm gonna go here and I will check for a 4-link, as I said. I apologize if I miss one. I do see one, but I don't have the transmute for it, so I'm gonna vendor all of these rare items for a transmute. Typically, this is a pretty good chest color to be able to chrome into a 4-link. I'll go ahead and take the flammability now, even though I don't need it.
See you.
And then we'll take the sewer keys. Your res is always pretty high as Inquisitor or Templar, just because you take Alira help, and you always get Holy Dominion early, so that's like 27 res right off the bat. So I have 4 chromes. I'm going to go ahead and start using those on this chest. Okay, we didn't hit any colors we want, and I think I accidentally used a chrome on the wrong item, so we're pretty much god gaming. But yeah, we'll just keep it and keep picking up chromes and using them on the chest. We have the backup 3-link anyways. The 4-link doesn't pan out. We'll take the sewer bus here, and then our next logout and vendor check will be at the marketplace trial, or what is that zone called? The crypt or something? Or the caverns, or not the caverns. What is that? Okay, we got a strange divination card for Charon's sword. Very cool. Puppies are not happy about my run performance. Understood. The Catacombs, that's the one. Alright, so we'll go through this zone and we will do the trial.
I shall wipe the filth from this house of God.
Puppies! Come here, puppies. Good puppies. Good puppies. So we'll run this trial, and then we'll back, and we'll look for a 4-link again. We have to talk to the vendor anyways to get the skill points, so we'll be right on top of him. Right in his arms. Hit that log out, take our skill point, and then look for another 4-link. I don't see anything. I see some 4 sockets, no 4 links. I don't really know the layouts here, so I kind of just run around in a circle and hope I get lucky. Looks like this layout was probably topside, but, you know, not a big deal. Oh, I guess it was middle.
I must
Nice.
have time to gather my will.
Let's go ahead and inspect those fire AoE nodes. Just a little bit more fire damage for when we get Armageddon Brand cremation going. And just because our level's so high, we can go to docks first. So if you're around level 23 at this point, you should be going to docks. Anything lower than that, you want to go to the temple first. I'm actually pretty juiced on XP. I'm level 25, so I will be going to the docks. And I don't actually have to farm extra mobs there, just because my level's so high. If you are a lower level at this point, I would typically say try to farm to about 25.5 in docks before moving on. Just so you can hit 28 before Dominus and get your Arma Brand cremation set up for that boss, just so it's a little easier. So we got another chromatic orb to use on our chest. Very exciting. So, you know, typical docks. You run around the zone, hopefully finding the quest item, and instead you get every dead end. Always fun. Go ahead and take the quest item. I'll be right back, actually. All right, unpause. It's really hot in here. Oh, my fan's off, that's why. All right, onward. He just kissed them to death?
Something eternal.
No, they just like, when they hear a noise outside, they want me to go to the door and check it for them to make sure everything's cool, you know? So I just go and I look out the door and I say, there's nothing there. And they look at me like, are you sure? And I say, I'm sure. And they say, okay. And then they stop barking and then they hear another noise and it's same cycle, you know? Timer muted? Oh shit, I'm cheating. All right, yeah, I cheated a little bit, no big deal, it's fine. Can't hear? What do you mean you can't hear? The mic is definitely on. Oh, thank you. Apparently I have a special muffin delivery I'll have to be sinking my teeth into in a second. So typically here I take the gold amulet for the extra rarity.
Not a cockroach.
You may think I'm memeing, but I'm not. But it's dog shit, so I'm going to put on that jade amulet instead. Because that one was really good. Alright, so now we just kill Gravicius. We take all of his items. What is that? An amulet? Yuck. And we're actually going to hit 28 before Piety, so I think I'm going to go back at the Lunaris 1 waypoint and get my Arma Brand cremation setup going. Sounds nice to have that. Then I'm just going to destroy the boss, easy peasy. You don't really need to do this, but why not? If I can, I will.
You chose the road, old friend. God put me at the end of it.
Hug your doogie. Doogie's fine. All right, and then we're gonna head over to the fire resistance node. Pretty good density here. I always run up and around the stairs here so I can avoid coal. Well, I don't always do that, but whenever I remember to do that, I do it. Because he can just, like, whip you in with his chain hook and one-shot you if you get stunned. It's not a good feeling. The guy does a lot of damage against casters. Alright, so I'll go back to town here. I don't need Orb of Storms anymore. I'm going to swap some of my keybinds around. Move my wave to Q. Take Armageddon Brand. And then we want Combustion on that Armageddon Brand. We'll go ahead and buy the cremation. We'll try one more chrome. We got lucky. Poggers. Move that into the chest piece. No more Stormblast Mine for us. Destroy. And then since I have the money and the link, I'm going to go ahead and buy another support gem, which will be Controlled Destruction. And I'll check my res. Ideally, I would want a little bit more. I don't have the transmutes for it, though, so we're just going to... I'm gonna play a little scuffed, but we should be fine because we have cremation set up already. Put on that flammability. Put War Banner back on.
So I take my first steps into damnation.
So now you just you kind of win the game now. It's pretty easy once you have Armageddon Brand, because you just cast once, that thing goes down and it kills all the mobs in the area. You get onslaught. Yeah, it's just a nice skill for leveling. Pretty autopilot at this point. The next thing you're looking for is typically a 4 blue link. You'll be using that in Act 5-ish. Okay, what's going on here? Apparently I can't think out loud and read layouts at the same time. I missed this whole leg right here. So you see the carts there. If you see one cart, you go to that direction. It's the trick for this zone. Kill the mobs. I don't know. We're going to kill Piety. We're going to take the quest point. We'll go to the Imperial Gardens, and then we'll do the last trial.
Your conviction drives you, heretic. But have you thought what it might drive others to do in return?
Alright, I messed up my entire combo because I didn't put my Desecrate on the right key. Actually, I didn't have it on any key, so it's kind of a scuffed kill. 314, cremation. I'm in the wrong act because I went and bought that support gem. Alright, I need to clean out my inventory a little bit. I got too much stuff in here that I'm probably not going to use. Take our skill point here.
Unfortunately.
So we'll run to the Imperial Gardens waypoint, and then we'll pretend like we're going to the library, even though we are not going to the library. I always try to kill Rogue Exiles just because they can drop rare jewelry, which is always nice to upgrade to. So we'll go the library path, and then once we hit the door, you go up. And that's a good way to find the trial, typically. Hopefully I find it and don't look silly. Yep, there it is. So a little trick you can do here is you touch the plaque, you log out, and then you run up the stairs and you open the business. And you take the waypoint. This will be important for later. And now we go and we kill Dominus and we go to Act 4. Again, the only upgrades I'm really looking for right now are a 4-link, typically gloves and helmet, and that'll be 4 blue for my Armageddon Brand setup. And the links that we'll be swapping to for Armageddon Brand are Ignite, Prolif, Combustion, Armageddon Brand, and Immolate. You get Immolate, you get Ignite Prolif for free, but you need to purchase Immolate for 1 alchemy orb. So if you find an alch, try and save it. A common place you get an alch is from the chests at the end of lab. So if you can avoid, if you can get as many treasure keys as possible, it's usually a good way to try and get that alchemy orb for your Immolate gem. No onslaught? No. So in Act 5, what you do is you take the silver flask. So then you get onslaught from that instead of getting onslaught linked to your Armageddon Brand. You just kill so efficiently on this build that you can keep the silver flask up pretty well. But we're just prepping for that swap. We don't actually do it until we get the silver flask. I typically go silver flask when I log out at the Chamber of Innocence. You can also do it a little later when you get the, I don't know what it's called. It's like the Staff of Purity or something. All right, so we're approaching Dominus now. You're going to want to set up your 3 cremation pools, like in between these 2 bosses, and then drop your 3 Armageddon Brands. You'll cast Flammability, and then you'll just try and move around safely and cast your Wave of Conviction. Then I try to put 3 more cremations down and pull the other bosses into it. So if you kind of run around here, they just get pulled into it. Then you just drop 3 cremations for Dominus. Try not to get hit because we didn't cap our lightning res because we had no transmutes, and he did.
This world is an illusion, Exile.
So this is typically when I start taking life nodes after I get all of these other core points, being like Firewalker, Dark Arts, Explosive, these 2 points, these points, then I'll start going for life. Pretty much once you get a healthy amount of damage, you can go life. So yeah, just set up your cremations on Dominus, and then he has damage reduction for maybe like 3 to 5 seconds, and after that's up, you can drop your War Banner for a damage boost.
Wash away my sins and baptize me anew.
So now we just run forward. My level's pretty high, so I have 2 choices on when I could do Izaro or Lab. You can do it 1 when you... Oh, it's a Chance Orb. No, I thought it was an Alchemy.
Purity will prevail.
So you can do Izaro when you hit 31. You can do it after you kill Vaal and you open the door, or you can wait until you hit Crystal Veins. Either one is fine. This run, I'll probably do it after I kill Vaal and open the door. So I'm going to go ahead and sell some of these extra items I have just to clean out the inventory.
May fear guide you.
I am sorry, God. We must learn not
Other
to
currency
use
we
the
can use
creations.
is a regret orb. That can be turned into an alchemy from the vendor. Hopefully I get an alchemy before I get my silver flask, so I'm not in like an awkward position where I can't switch to the high damage immolate ignite prolif setup on Armageddon Brand. Looting wise, I typically only pick up rare items and currency from this point on. And I guess like any 4-link upgrades I might find. But your killing combo is pretty easy. It's just put down your cremation, spam your wave, drop your war banner, do a lot of damage.
You are free now.
So you log out at Vaal, go
Yes.
ahead and vendor any rare items you received. We're gonna go open the
You will
door
be
and then we'll do
remembered.
lab. So since we did the lab waypoint earlier, we can just go to our hideout here and teleport instantly to lab. What'll happen is when we end up killing Izaro and going back through the portal, instead of ending up in the Act 3 area, we'll end up in Act 4. So it's like a one load screen save. So that's why we went up the stairs earlier after we did the Imperial Garden trial. Otherwise, you would need to do some extra waypoints. So we did get a 4-link. Not precisely the colors we wanted, though. And it's an ES evasion base, so it's going to be pretty hard to chrome it. What build is this? This is just an Inquisitor leveling guide. So not really a specific build, but it could scale into like Detonate Dead Inquisitor. You could play Bladefall Bladeblast Inquisitor. Wave of Conviction Inquisitor? I don't know if that's a build. Normally you would look up lab before you did a run like this, but yeah, I didn't do that, so... Alright, we got lucky.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without limits of slumber to enter the world.
So we'll go for a quick recovery now and just get more life, yeah. Life is good. How's our fire res? It's actually capped. Nice. Divine Ire, Inquisitor. So I think Divine Ire used to be good on Inquis. The issue now is that Inquisitor doesn't get a lot of cast speed, which you kind of want for Divine Ire, so I would not recommend that build on an Inquisitor unless you have an itch to play it. I think Trickster is actually better for Divine Ire now.
I must have time to gather my will.
Or like Elementalist. Both of those classes get a lot of cast speed. Alright, I think... Is this the lab for tomorrow then? I don't know when lab resets. Oh, I guess there's just XP races tomorrow anyways. Alright, back to the present. So on Inquisitor, you have kind of a few options for your first lab. You can either take Battle Mage, or you can go for the first node towards the life regen and ES regen. In hardcore, I would almost always take the life/ES regen nodes first, or like the starter nodes for that first. In softcore, you could take Battle Mage first if you wanted to. In this run, since we're kind of pretending like it's hardcore, even though it's softcore, we're gonna go ahead and take the Sanctuary first. That's what it's called. All right, go ahead and
What is it,
vendor.
Exile?
Try to keep your eyes out for any
May fear
strong
guide you.
item. Those were all bad items though, so didn't really miss out on anything. This channel is safe haven from Diablo 3. Yeah, I don't know how to play that game. I've only played it on Nintendo Switch, so I'm not adept at the Diablo 3. I always try to kill every essence while I'm leveling up, just so you have a nice supply of basically alchemies with a guaranteed stat to use once you are trying to prepare your gear for mapping. So do every essence while you're leveling up. That's my recommendation. Also, there's a new div card that can pop out when you touch the... what are they called? The Delve Juice. The yellow things. Sulfite veins thingamadudes. Yeah, so always touch those. They can give you a div card that gives you 10 alterations. So they're pretty nice now. Would recommend touching those bad boys for a chance at some early alts that you can use to roll your flasks. So we got the Voltaxic, is that what it is? Voltaxic? Yeah, Voltaxic Sulfite Veins. No div cards though, kind of sad. Always take the casting, or the crafting recipe for the T2 Elirez. We probably need that later on. I still don't open strong boxes just because I'm not freeze immune, or at least rare strong boxes. So there is a skip here. You don't typically do it on Inquisitor. What you can do is you can set up 3 cremations on one gate, and then you just stand in the other gate and spam damage. Then you just get a lot of XP. I think I might have gone the wrong way. Don't tell. So we're still looking out for a 4 blue. I guess we can use either gloves or chest at this point because we do have a 4 blue, 1 green glove that we can move our chest links into if we find 4 blue on chest. Besides that, just, you know, pick up the currency. We're still on the lookout for an alchemy orb so we can buy that immolate gem. No smoke mine? Templar does not get smoke mine. I feel like I should make that a command. Exclamation mark, no smoke mine. Any 4 links available, boys? Guess not. So when you kill Duresso, if you do have a full inventory, you can log out. If not, you can just use a portal and you'll be right at the waypoint, which will let you get a quick back to Crystal Danes. This fight is pretty easy as long as you don't stand on the spinning swords and you just prep your cremation on him. Just kind of insta-dies.
My mana is spent. We give our fallen.
Actually found a lot of items, so I'm gonna go ahead and vendor instead of using the waypoint there.
You will be remembered.
Are you doing the races? I am doing the races, yes.
Bye-bye.
hair burns with wrath.
So there are a few skips available in this zone, but one of the requirements for doing those is Smoke Mine, which is a gem that I do not get as a Templar. So I will not be doing those skips. Instead, I'll be slowly walking through the zone, collecting extra experience points. Alright, we got a few items there. Probably gonna log out again at Calm to vendor again. I need to pick up more wisdom scrolls, I think. Getting a little low. Or I could vendor for transmutes, because I only have one at the moment. What does War Banner do? So when you drop War Banner, you get a buff called Adrenaline that gives you, I think, 100% increased damage. And that lasts, I think, 2 or 3 seconds, depending on if you have 50 stacks or not. Yo, Danold, thank you for the Prime Gaming. Really appreciate it, man. Alright, so we go up to Calm, we just put down our Desecrate, we cast 3 cremations, we put down the Armor Brand, we flam, and then we drop our War Banner and just hit them with the walk. Easy peasy. Make sure to pick up that Eye of Fury. Actually, I didn't even pick up Duresso's item, I think. So I'm gonna have to go back and get that, because I'm apparently cooked.
What is it,
Yep.
Exile?
Or I already talked to Diala. I am not sure which is the case. Okay, apparently I talked to her already and gave her a Duresso item. Pog. God Gamer.
This is not creation.
I am not used to not having that item in my inventory, though. Threw me for a bit of a loop. So unfortunately, we still have not found an alchemy. So something we can do until we get that alchemy is we can use the... What's that? We can use the 4 or the blue green and use Onslaught in it, and then try and look for a 4 blue to swap to for later. Actually, we haven't found either one of those, so it's going to be pretty hard to swap to our Armor Brand Immolate Ignite Prolift Combustion setup until we get those 2 things. You definitely don't want to slow down and like farm for them. It's just better when you have those setups. You don't need it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Do you add Flame Wall? Oh yeah. Yeah, you can add Flame Wall. You don't really need the damage, but you can add it if you want to. You already do a ton of damage on Templar, just because you have War Banner. Like, I think I had an Act 5 Kitava run the other day where I was on a 2-link cremation and I didn't have any damage issues killing bosses. Can Flame Wall substitute for Crema? No, definitely not. You'd need to be running a different build for that.
You see, heretic.
Or you have to be okay with your damage being weak for a really long time. I definitely recommend the... Accidentally popped my War Banner a little early there, but not a big deal. Still got plenty of damage for the piety.
I may have misjudged that god of yours.
So I'm just going to go for more life nodes now, because I don't really need any more damage. Killing the mobs.
I'm sure you will reveal your purpose in time.
I do need to take my skill point for killing, or for saving the Deshret. That spirit dude. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Help. Oh, excuse me. So we'll take the lungs and then we'll portal out and we'll go and grab our skill point right now. Probably should have done that earlier, but that was fine too.
You shall be rewarded.
And we will put on this larger flask. Will you be doing the races as this build? I have multiple builds for the races.
A body to kill for.
The greatest form.
But yes, this is one of the builds I will be doing for the races.
Were wasted, Malagaro.
Now you are simply gorgeous.
So you can portal out here if you would like to. It is a little bit faster, so I think I'll do it. Then you end up right by the guy with the organs. You go in and you're gaming.
I actually find myself admiring you in this moment, Templar. You and I will create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Rather the
Do a little inventory management while Malachi is yelling at you. Always fun.
Now, Exile!
I try to put my cremation like perfectly in between Malachi and Piety so I can kind of just leave it. But he moved, so I'll have to recast it here.
Now, Exile!
So he's phased, put your cremation back down. So from the quests, after we kill Malachi, we are going to take Ignite Prolif. I don't actually have a red gem slot for War Banner, so I'm probably just going to get rid of that so I can swap to the 4 or 3 blue, 1 green gloves so I can have a 4-link Armageddon Brand.
gave me so much more. Accept the gift of immortality. Nightmare is the true eternity. You are so in love with death.
So you want to portal out here instead of logging out so you are closer to the exit. Short little time save. So we'll go ahead and we'll take Ignite Prolif and then we'll take Frost Shield, which is a gem we won't use now, but it'll be useful later. I'm going to go ahead and move my Armor Brand links into my gloves. And we are getting slapped by these mobs. Yep. Like I said, I always do the essences. You can see I'm getting a healthy number of them right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 6 essences, which is basically 6 alchemies for items later on to try and get my mapping gear ready.
I must have time to gather my will.
But you definitely don't use them this early. Unless you feel really weak. It'd be cool if the race is limited how many times you can play a class. I mean, I guess it would be cool for viewership. I don't know. I think there has been talk of doing races where you have to play one of each archetype. So you'd have to do one run as like a ranger character, one run as a melee character, and one run as a caster character. But I don't know if anything came from those ideas. Still need an alchemy orb. So here we're going to go ahead and take a ring. Yes, very nice. And we'll go ahead and sell some of these extra items.
For freedom.
So we do have the 4 blue, and we actually got an alchemy orb from, what was that from? It's from vendoring something, I think. So we have 7 chromes. I believe we can make the Immolate Ignite Prolif setup work when we hit 38. Oh, we are 38? Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, after this zone is when you get the Silver Flask, once you turn in the Eye of Zeal. So I'll go ahead and go back to town there at the waypoint, and I'll go back to the previous act and get Immolate. I'll swap my helm out for the 4 blue helm. Oh, I need 1 more level. Okay. Scratch everything I just said. Once we get level 39, which may be in this zone, we'll go back and we'll do our Immolate setup on Armageddon Brand with the Silver Flask. Which will probably not be until after Innocence, I would imagine, is the best time to do it. So we are high enough level for Ignite Prolif though, so I will swap that in. That helps a little bit with the proximity shields. If you can actually hit 1 mob outside of the shield, it'll Prolif that Ignite into the shield, which can be pretty useful for clearing in this zone. So those proc shields are definitely annoying. So one other thing I want to swap later on is I want to change out the headed lightning gem that's not doing very much in my cremation, and we'll swap that into a pinpoint. So that will be in Act 6 after we take Kitava down. The things left to do in this act are swap to that Immolate setup on the Armor Brand and get our Silver Flask online, and then work on getting our resistances capped. What's up, Matt? What's up, NT Guilty? NT not guilty, for sure, dude. So just casually clear your Chamber of Innocence, get some nice XP. You can get the craft if you want. If you don't find it, it's not a big deal. The better movement speed craft will be in the Oriath after you kill Act 10 Kitava. So here you just stack your cremation as always and kill the boss. And then I typically just leave the cremation up in the middle while he spawns his 10 waves, and I try to recast it right before he goes into his final, like his next targetable phase. Like a few seconds before he's targetable. So then your damage is online. This cremation is a slightly ramping ability. So he's doing his animation. We'll cast now. Probably a little early. And then just spam the wave. Hopefully he doesn't go into his beam, but you never know. Yep. And we almost died, but no big deal, because we're tanky, right? I'm gonna look through my essence to see which one I want to use on the helm. Probably the Hatred one. Nice, it's a pretty good helm. Is that hybrid life? Ooh, it is. It does have an open prefix for life. This is basically a mapping helm. Not gonna lie, because you can craft like, I think 50 life on it. I mean, eventually 70 when you get the higher tier crafting, but hey, we skipped the phase. Nice. We won. Basically just want to try and skip the beam phase. Be pretty annoying.
I am no beast of burden.
What in damnation have you done?
Alright, so what we're gonna need is we're gonna need a... Alright, come on, let me through the door. We're gonna need a red socket somewhere to move our Herald of Ash into if we want to put this helmet on. So my plan is to re-chrome the gloves with one of my... I think I have like 9 chromes now with items in my inventory, so I should be able to hit like a 1 red there. Then I can move the green gem into my left wand. Res-wise, we have 21 cold and I think 27 lightning on our helmet. I'll have to double check that. So I think we just need to do a flat res craft of each resistance and we should be capped. Yep, that's what it looks like. So we'll need 3 transmutes for that, which we have. I can also essence my gloves since they are a 4-link and try and get res there. It is a little dangerous though, because it could end up bricking the item if there's no usable suffixes. But both wands are available for res craft since they are the ruby ring crafted wands from the recipe. They have only a prefix now and they both have an open suffix. Alright, I actually need an inventory slot, so we'll log out. So I'm going to go ahead and do my swap now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Act 4. Where I'm going to go to the vendor and buy Immolate. We'll move some of our gems around.
My Lord Templar, I can't tell you how good it is to meet a
Move
man
our
so
gems
willing and
here.
able to put the order
We
back
don't need
on the
Onslaught
Be careful.
anymore. Need to purchase Immolate support. Take our gloves off. Try and chrome those to give us a red socket, which we got. Go ahead and essence those. I think they have an open... Oh, okay. We can actually just do both crafts on our wands. Nice. So we'll do a fire, and we will do a lightning, I believe, are the 2. And we are pretty much res capped. We're like a little off. We're like 5 off on some res, but it's fine, you know?
For freedom.
So we'll take the silver
deserve
flask now.
recognition for what you've
What I
done.
typically do
You
is I
freed us
alt
from
it for
Templar
reduced
oppression.
charges used on the
Yet
prefix,
I fear you may have defeated the lesser of 2 evils. Still,
which is not
Take
working out
something.
very
You'll
well.
be needing it in the dark times to come.
Yep. So
Once
yeah, just
Kitava
use
has
all of
gobbled
your
up every
alts. Don't
scrap
hit
of
the
Oriath
mod you
in
need,
flesh,
and then
sucked every
yep,
Oriath
just
and
put it
bone
on
dry
because
of
you
marrow.
failed.
He'll turn his endless hunger to Namakanu.
Yep. That's how you waste all your currency that you just worked so hard to get.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
But at least our damage is high now. The issue is we're not going to have great uptime on our silver flask, not as much as we'd like. So we lose a little bit of onslaught because we didn't get that reduced charges used prefix. But, oh well. Not a huge deal. Other racers would probably alt their Quicksilver for Adrenaline, but I like to go for the Freeze Flask, so it lets me open more strong boxes. One use flask, yep. Sage. So at Kitava, I'll probably be switching to a stricter loot filter off my general leveling filter. Just because I don't want to see as many 3-link white items on the ground. I want a little better clarity. So we'll go back here, go through the portal, take our 2 skill points. Wait, this is a 128 Act 5? I mean,
Remember,
yeah, about.
We do. Farewell.
My like speedrun time is a little faster, but this is mom build. Oh, did my auras not turn back on? Nice. I mean, technically you could go mom if you want to be more safe. You would just drop Herald of Thunder. It's not really doing much anyways. Auras that I would want to run that I'm not running now would be Flesh and Stone and Vitality. Which you need to wait to do. Okay, my game crashed. So this is the current state of Path of Exile. Your game crashes pretty much, you know, multiple times per day. Always fun. Really useful for a speedrun. Eat a nice muffin in the meantime, you know. So yeah, we're gonna make our way back to the cathedral rooftop. Yep. I'm sure Kitava is still waiting for us. I do like to pick up chrome items still. I feel like it's something you never have enough of when you're trying to get to maps. Because you always find like one item you want to fit into your build, but you feel like you never have the right chromes to get it in. So picking up like 3 or 4 socket chromatic items can really help you get that one sicko mode item into your build. I'm going to go ahead and inspect these 30 skill points that I'm not using, but I don't really know where I want to put them. Probably life. I'm surprised he's not phased yet. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this life here. Trying to look where I can like maybe change some items around to get a little bit more res. Obviously the sapphire ring needs to be updated. I don't really need that div card.
But it cannot be extinguished.
I think it's going to crash during the GDQ speedrun. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Is Quantric doing the GDQ run? No. I am not. I'm too old. Too old for the Zoomers, dude. And since we did our res and everything, we are good to progress. Yep. So I said earlier, some auras I want to get in are Vitality and Flesh and Stone. We will get those after we do the Twilight Strand quest. Although we don't have red sockets anywhere, so that could pose a slight problem. I need to look for 3 red gloves, I believe, would be the best item to swap out, because these gloves did not essence well at all. There's some 2 red gloves. 2 red gloves again. Just need some 3 red gloves, please. Oh yeah. Forgot to say, this zone does a lot of damage to caster characters, so try and be careful and not get hit by the blast rains, because they will destroy you.
I must have time to gather my will.
Any Glovers? Nope. Hollowed Life Flask is also pretty good for me right now. So I think I'm just using a Garbage Sacred. Alright, another Essence to do. Always welcome. This one looks like a Hatred Essence. So that'll be some nice cold res on the 3 red gloves I'm going to find in this next zone, so I can wear my Flesh and Stone and Vitality. Lily sells Smoke Mine? Yeah, she does, but then I would need a green socket too. I don't have any open green sockets, really. Everyone wants to see the Smoke Mine gameplay, it seems. They're all hungry for the Smoke Mine. I guess I can pick up those 4 blue boots. Maybe I can essence them with a res essence and get a nice move speed roll.
I am no beast of burden.
So I might be able to chrome these gloves to 3 red since they're an armor base. I'll go ahead and take those since I do have 8 chromatic orbs. Three red, 1 green gloves, easy. Yeah, we'll see. Getting hella body blocked. I wish I had a quartz flask right now, but those aren't offered this early. It's really hard to move through a lot of these zones in Ritual League just because the altar adds so much density. You get body blocked a lot on this build, which can be slightly annoying, but will not be a problem next league because it is not Ritual League.
must have time
Ow.
to gather my will.
Oh, 3 red gloves. Nice. But I'm not going to go back for those. I'll find another pair for sure. Wow, there are actually 4 rituals in this zone. Nuts. So we do have a Delirium. This build is actually strong enough that it's not too scary to do them. And it'll be cool if we can get a ring to replace our white sapphire ring that we're running at the moment. The only problem is my inventory's a little full, so I don't want to drop too many items, even though I want to pump this up as high as possible. I want a few good items. How about that? How about that, game? We get a few good items. Looks like we got a flask, but not the right one. I'm probably not gonna end up pumping this to 4, so I should end it, but we'll just keep going. Oh, nice, a Regal Orb. Unfortunately, I'm not melee. Regal Orbs are really good on melee characters, not as good on this kind of build. I could maybe push this to 4 if I kill these. But if not, it's gonna feel a little bad to keep running around. I think I'm just gonna commit to the 4. There we go. We can just have the items drop up here.
Not you! For my life, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
And I can't see anything through all the items. Go ahead and ID these. Wait, these gloves are so good, dude. Why? Alright. Can you phase, please? So what you want to do here is you want to go through and take the crafting recipe and then log out. And then we will identify all of these amazing items we just found, which so far none of them are amazing. Decent ring, decent belt. Best item was the gloves. Okay, let's try and essence these for MS. Okay. Don't actually need Herald of Thunder. I don't need Storm Brand, so let's try and chrome these for some red sockets, I guess. And I don't have a high enough level to wear those gloves. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and save these gloves for later, and then we'll go and clear this area for the skill gems, where we'll take Flesh and Stone and Vitality. Yep. No! We lost. I accidentally clicked a ritual. Runs over, boys. Back at home. I don't know why I keep getting stunned. Kind of annoying. Need more life nodes, apparently. Oh, cool. We got a belt. Wait, I didn't tell if I got the... Alright, we missed 2 mobs. Cool.
While you be skulking about, I've managed to do a bit of hunting on my own.
Alright, we'll go ahead and purchase Flesh and Stone, Vitality, and since people will not stop talking about it, we will buy Smoke Mine, and then no one will ask me why I don't have Smoke Mine. And our res is fixed. Nice.
Stay sharp.
We can take the helm here, but
With
it's
the road to the Frisian
pretty unlikely it's going to be an upgrade. Alright, I want more damage, so I think I'm going to go for Divine Judgment at this point. And then we will go and kill Aberath, the lad. Don't know why this guy's not taking damage, but I think this build's bad, dude. Should have played melee. If you're watching this video, please refer to the Berserker Slams video if you want a character that does damage. I'm just kidding. Kind of. I'm kind of kidding. How often do you lift with the setup behind you? I lift weights 3 to 4 times a week. Fine taking Battle Mage first and respec at Merc Lab? I mean, sure, but I don't think that's 10 regrets you really want to spend. 10 regrets is a lot. And typically you use those to spec out of your leveling build, which is going to give you more damage than Battle Mage. Also, it's hard to make a good weapon for Battle Mage early on. And the build I'm playing now doesn't really benefit from Battle Mage either. Alright, let's swap. No, too strict. Alright, we're gonna get stopped. We're stopping the item spamming. No more spamming. Oh, I feel so slow. I wish I had like 20 MS boots instead of these, the ones I'm wearing now. We are 1 level away from swapping our gloves and turning on our auras and getting Smoke Mine. So I think I'm going to swap Flame Dash to my preferred key. So I typically put Smoke Mine on the D button. I don't even know how that guy's hitting me from behind. What? He's OP.
Stay sharp out there.
Because I've been playing with Flame Dash on D almost the entire run, my brain is now broken. And I keep pressing D for Flame Dash when it's on W. It'll readjust in a sec when we level up and put Smoke Mine on D. Oh, Delirium. Nice. Alright, so a lot of you guys are probably thinking that... Don't eat my muffin. Piranhas coins are lit. You know why? Because you can sell them for wisdom scrolls. Yep. So pick those suckers up because it's a lot easier to pick up those than it is to pick up a wisdom scroll. And I'm dying. Alright, we got Flesh and Stone and Smoke Mine now.
I must have time to gather my will.
Oh, look at these wisdom scrolls. I love it.
The Brine King. His time has almost come. Then hope.
So as an Inquisitor, you want to actually level your Vitality up as high as possible because you get twice the regen from it after you do Cruel Lab. So once we do Cruel Lab, we are going to be a pretty tanky character compared to now. With all that sweet, sweet regen. You can see I have like silver coins highlighted on my filter. That's more of an SSF thing just because it's so hard to get multi-mod now. After GGG removed the ability to get higher level prophecies from like Heist and stuff. So you have to go through the entire prophecy chain. We kind of got unlucky with this layout and we have to go all the way back and around. Oh yeah, another gem I was talking about earlier was Pinpoint to put on the cremation to get more single target damage. So I need to remember to do that when I log out after killing Brine King. We don't really need the damage for Brine King, but we'll want it later on. Is that a dog I hear? Yeah, he's whipping around one of my socks. He thinks he's very clever. He's being a naughty boy. He is a clever boy. So clever.
Of burden.
Looks like we are out of space in our inventory, which kind of sucks because I think we're going to get a few items here. Well, not that many. We're fine. So one thing I like to do while going through these pillars is just place a cremation ahead of me. It makes it a lot safer because they'll pretty much kill all the mobs as soon as they spawn if you have that cremation out there. At this point, probably head towards the Southern Life and the combat. What is it called? Like combat something? because that scales really well with Inquisitor's regen. My damage is starting to feel nice and good now. The double dip of vitality. Yeah, so Inquisitor, the first node is Sanctuary. The second node is... It used to be called Pious Path. Is it still called Pious Path?
I am no beast of burden.
Wait, I want that bow. Yeah, so Pious Path makes it so all life regeneration applies to you, also applies to Energy Shield. So if you get 300 life regen from Vitality, you also get 300 Energy Shield regen. So you get a total of 600 regeneration. Pretty strong.
Silk and sea shall set you free. No, your soul anyway.
So at this point, our build is just kind of, you know, kind of done. We're kind of just going through the motions, doing the rest of the acts and getting the skill points. There's not really much you need to change at this point, except the pinpoint gem that I'm going to be picking up after I kill the Brine King. You kind of always want to look out for item upgrades, be looting any currency that drops. Lab timing is typically right before you do Weaver. I can't remember what the zone is called. But before you go into, after you deliver the Fireflies to Yena, and before you go into the tomb thing, that's when you would typically do your Cruel Lab. And that's when we'll be doing it this run as well. Yeah, so now I'm just kind of running around looking for the Brine King entrance. Just juicing up this Delirium that did not hit 4, unfortunately.
So strong. So dedicated. A man like you would never
I am
disappoint.
no
Oh,
beast
but
of
we got
burden.
some cool
You're a
boots,
gift,
potentially.
Don't you see? A sumptuous feast for His Majesty
Medium
on his
cluster.
wedding day.
Is that 49? Oh, it's 50.
We are both so touched by your generosity.
Man, I keep pressing Smoke Mine, thinking I'm going to Flame Dash. My brain is still readjusting to these swapped keybinds. So I need to remember to sell the Parandus coins when I go back, because those wisdoms are going to be really nice. I have like 160 coins, and I think it's 5 coins per wisdom. So quick maths, that should be 20 plus 10, 32, 33 wisdoms. Pretty OP if you ask me. Just drop one so we don't have the extra wisdom scrap in our inventory. Alright. What do you transition to for late game? So this build can be transitioned to multiple different Inquisitor builds. It depends what you want to play. One option is Detonate Dead. I'm going to go ahead and store some of these items just so I have a freed up inventory for picking up more rares that I can convert into alterations. Tossing coins at Brine King, just one, so I didn't get the extra wisdom scrap. So this is the part where we pick up our next flask. I typically always take a granite on Templar. I think it's just the best option for survivability early on. That thick armor always be nice.
I must have time to gather my will.
And then I'll take the granite flask after I get Malagaro's map item. Pinpoint? You're right, I did forget pinpoint. Oopsie. I'll have to go back and get that. I still need to alt my silver flask actually to get reduced charges. So I'll probably do that while I'm getting pinpoint. Level-wise, I'm pretty over-leveled for this content, but I think I stated earlier in the run that I just try to kill everything in my path and get as high level as possible because it's a little safer in hardcore. It may slow you down a bit early on, but you also need less farming when you get to Blood Aqueducts. So I think overall it's slightly equivalent. The only thing you lose out on not farming BA is you don't get the like nice BA items that you can maybe get from the league mechanic depending on the league. Any heisters? Any heisters in chat? All my boys love heist. Yep. High stock leave, for sure. All right. So I know I said I was going to get pinpoint when I logged out at Brine King, and that would have been the good play, but we're going to do it now after we get our flask, because we're probably going to want the extra damage. So we'll go down and we'll grab our granite flask from Waylam. Boom, granite. And then we'll go to Act 6. Smod check. Okay. And then we'll drop the added lightning, which is doing almost nothing. And we'll quickly try to alt our silver flask to have reduced charges. And I swear, if it doesn't work, I am going to cry. Okay, dude. I think I've used 20 alts on this flask and not gotten chemists. At this point, I think the flask is just bugged, and we just have to get a new flask. Yep. If you want to play Glacial Hammer at League Start, I will not stop you. But I will also say that even if the damage is high, that build probably does not clear very well. And I would recommend Bladefall, Bladeblast, or Detonate Dead, unless the patch notes say differently. Interburial. As an SSF player, I typically cannot rely on getting unique jewels like that. But maybe for Trade League, yeah, it could be good. But I can't see how it would do more damage than Bladefall, Bladeblast, or Detonate Dead. No. Yay, more delirium.
Exile. Deeper still.
What's up, buddy? You feeling lonely? And we got fossils, which kind of suck a lot. What's going on? Why are you singing to me? I think you might need to take a Lapupu. Though it's gonna be kind of weird to pause the middle of my video for that long. Alright, we're gonna have to call in the support team to help him relieve his bowels. I don't know why I'm picking these fossils up. I don't really like crafting with fossils, but maybe you can sell them in Trade League. And yeah, we're getting delirium in every zone now because we are a skilled player. And essences are actually a nice reward. Wait, this is a dead end? How dare you, game? Old VOD from Delirium League? Yep. I'm just talking over it. Old VOD, new in quiz. Heck yep. Alright, this fight's pretty easy. You just kind of, you know, put the cremation down and forget that you're playing the game. You just want to spawn them right where the wolves spawn. Throw some waves, run in circles, and yep, should be dead. Easy. Inventory's getting a little full, but I think we'll survive until we get to Yina with the fireflies. If you plan on doing heist content, I would recommend picking up the rogue markers while leveling through the axe, just because getting like 200 or 300 early on is pretty nice. I will not be doing that content though, so I will not be picking up the markers.
I am no beast of burden.
And then for this zone, you kind of just, you know, full clear it, look for the fireflies while you're doing it. Kind of want that scepter in case it's good. Because scepters are way stronger on Detonate Dead if you do choose to transition into that build. And we're getting to the point where we could actually start looking for some upgraded wands, since you want to pick up the nice recipe in this zone, which will be the T2 added fire damage to spells that you probably want to use before you go into maps. Just for some nice extra deeps. Did I not get them all? Okay, we did get them all. You farm Harbor Bridge or BA. Lately, I haven't been farming either one, just because I level a lot in the story. I don't need to do either of those zones. Okay, see another essence. Take this anger essence out. Easy. And I'm out of sockets, so we'll drop some gloves. I'm probably not going to use because the socket colors will not work for my character. So we have like 3 inventory slots right now, and then one of them is going to go to the quest item at the end of this zone, so pretty much the only thing we can pick up before we go back to town is maybe some jewelry if we find it. Probably not any rare items unless they're really good and we want to drop one of the rare items that's already in our inventory, which would maybe just be the Wraith Axe that I think I'm carrying for an alteration. But we'll go ahead and do lab after we talk to Yina and dump off the fireflies. And we'll also spend our skill points. We don't really need to spend them now just because our character is already very powerful. We don't need like the small extra damage boost until lab. Ideally we could level up as well. I like leveling up. I think I could have entered on the side over there instead of going around, but this should be fine too. Level up maybe? Level up? Level up. No. Oh, one last pack. Bummer. Oh wait, I actually do need to talk to Yina. Hello, Yina. Goodbye, Yina. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dump these 30 essences in this currency into my stash, along with the fossils.
Be well.
Go ahead and sell all these items that are probably not good. Alright, we got a good ring.
Goodbye.
It's pretty cool.
Keep your the end of learning.
Go ahead and take our boots here. I think I actually want the 4 red boots. Yo, decently okay.
Here our ways divide.
I'll go ahead and stash them. Let's see if we can fit that ring in. Yep, looks like it fits. Cool. Delirium? Yep, delirium. Go ahead and do the Cruel Lab. And make our way towards Constitution while picking up some nice regen from combat stamina. And I also did not check the lab layout for this. Which is why I went to the wrong door, yep. Alright, we're 1 point from Constitution. We're gonna be pretty tanky after the slab when we get the Giga Regen and ailment immunity. Alright, my keybinds are still a mess for some reason. Still not used to having Flame Dash on W instead of D. I definitely don't want Smoke Mine on R.
I must have time to gather my will.
I think we'll end up getting 3 treasure keys here, maybe, depending on the next one. I didn't kill any of the curse bowls. If you're not confident in the build and you're playing... Actually, you probably want to kill them in softcore too if you're not confident, because dying in lab is not okay. But I'm so confident there's a 0% chance I'm going to die here. Even with all these OP curses on me. Character is just too strong right now.
You were born for this. Those who stand should never outnumber those who kneel.
Well, barrels. Alright, just one more zone, I believe, and then we will be the Thick Regen Master. I think it should be over here and then upwards. I believe that should be the trial. Nope. You are here. I guess I have to go top left area. Bummer. And this is why you look at PoE lab before you do lab.
An aspirant can afford to be promising.
Alright, looks like we're gonna hit the 3 treasure keys. It's actually somewhat scary in this layout. I think this is actually the hardest layout. Because when those poison spike things hit you, it can get pretty scary if you're slowed, and then you get stuck in like some other sort of slam animation. So I don't really like my current boots, but I also don't like any of my other boots, so I guess we're just going on these ones. And we got Leech. Great. Great enchant on a bad pair of boots. I like it. Very nice. Alright, we're giga tanky now. Now we can eat our muffin in peace. Look at that thick regen, boys. I love it.
The corrupt shall fall.
We do want to be on the lookout for shields now, especially angelic kite shields, because we're going to want to swap to a shield before we go to maps. The dual wielding is mainly just for dark arts while leveling. Once you get like a decent weapon with a tier 2 craft, you don't really need the crutch of 2 wands. So hopefully this shield I found is perfect. Wow, it's terrible. But it's fine, you know, we'll just find more bases, and one of our 30 essences we've already farmed will definitely yield a perfect shield for our build. No doubt in my mind. So yeah, we want to be looking out for shield bases and also scepter bases that we can like throw some essence onto and potentially craft a double fire dispels while hitting a high tier fire damage or spell damage modifier. And then once we get that online, we'll drop dark arts, because we will no longer be dual wielding. And for shield, we just really want life and res. Any doubters? No doubters. Definitely no doubters. Decent dam. We got Constitution now. All these items are bad, so we're going to vendor them all. So you can wait for all Aracali's items if you want to, but they take a long time to drop, so I typically just leave them on the ground.
I must have time to gather my will.
So right now we're level 54. I think at the end of this act we'll probably be 58 or 59. I might farm BA till like level 62. Well, actually I like farming foothills more than BA these days. It kind of depends on the league mechanic though. This league I favor foothills over BA just because reset SSF? Yeah, you just have to migrate all, like everyone else is saying. So I'm going to vendor this shield, and I'm going to try and maybe get something on this scepter with an essence. What essences do I have? I do have a woe. Okay. No! It got lightning damage dispels. So we can craft pretty much nothing on it. Prefer foothills, especially on my jaw. Hey. No memeing, Rue. This video is for the YouTubers, alright? Can't let them know about our past transgressions. Like considering to play Jug over Berserker. Definitely can't know about that. It's a big no-no. I feel like I might be going the wrong way, but at the same time, I feel like I'm going the right way. So after I kill Doedri, I always go for the Quay, the Q one. So you can pick up 2 skill points from Clarissa and the Gemling Legion. I think the other zone is typically a little shorter if you're doing maybe an Act 10 speed run, but I like the... oh, a Diamond Flask. Nice. I like the guaranteed 2 skill points early on from going to the quay, the key. I don't know, dude. I think it's a French word. The quiche. How viable is Armor Brand in maps? So yeah, you can play this build pretty much up until red maps if you don't want to swap. But I would definitely swap maybe in yellow maps. To better build. Which would be Detonate Dead or Bladefall, Bladeblast. Either one is great.
I must have time to gather my wits.
I can't stand DD. Can you stand Bladefall, Bladeblast? Both will be nerfed. That's what people said last patch, and look what happened. Neither were nerfed, so not so sure about that. We'll see at patch notes. The only thing I thought was getting nerfed for sure was the Lord of Steel, or the Call of Steel Impaler interaction, and that got nerfed. This patch, I'm not really sure. A lot of people think Warcries maybe. A lot of people think DD. A lot of people think Bladefall, Bladeblast. But yeah, you never know what GGG is going to do until they post the patch notes. But I think Inquisitor's still going to be pretty viable next league. Regardless of what they do to Bladefall, Bladeblast, and Detonate Dead. I think you can make a lot of builds work on this class. Just because you get so much crit. You get Helmet immunity, you get a ton of regen, so... I'm not too worried. Purifying Flame? Are you like a masochist? Feel like you don't like abilities that kill more than one pack of mobs at a time. You sound like me, dude. Are you my twin? Obviously, the next best build is Earthshatter Inquisitor. Can't wait to play it on League Start. Ooh. Fizz or Ellie? Obviously Impale. No, Earthquake and Quiz gets, or Earthshatter and Quiz gets 30% more damage. All you have to do is press dash, or put, or normal, or yeah, dash, or smoke mine, or flame dash, or whatever. You only have to use them 3 times every 8 seconds. So it's not too bad to keep the 30% more damage buff up. Then obviously you have to add in some spells to get, or some something to get that nice Battle Mage bonus. Alright, so we got our skill points. Just, yeah, keep running through the act. Nothing special. A lightning tendrils kill? Yeah, it only took an hour and a half, right? Seems definitely viable. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna go kill the guy. He's gonna give us the Sun Orb, and then we'll make our way over to the Moon Orb. I'm probably not going to do the Imperial Gardens, I believe it's called, quest. Until after I swap to a shield, just because porcupines kind of hurt a lot before you have some sort of damage mitigation from them, which would be like a shield or evasion, but this is not an evasion character. Regen is okay until you kill like 15 of them at once and you're standing in the middle of them. And it doesn't feel so nice when you instantly die.
I must have time to gather my will.
Alright, another scepter base I'll pick up. Let's go ahead and ID this scepter, which does not work for our build, although it was kind of interesting. Why was I timed out when I came back? I have no idea. You're gonna have to ask the mods. Well, I'm not convinced the mods even know how to time people out, so I'd be really surprised if you got timed out. Spamming banned emotes. There's no banned emotes here. So yeah, just, you know, put down cremation, run around in circles, pick up your items. Make sure to not leave the sun orb on the ground, because going back for that is really annoying. So we're going to go up to Hagrid, and we're going to get our rare ring, which is totally going to be better than our current rings. That's actually a decent shield. We could probably wear this base, too, if we don't get good. Whoa. No, these are excellent boots. They just don't have a prefix for movement speed. So they're like good and bad. We'll save them because with Harvest, you know, just remove defense. Oh wait, aren't they getting rid of that craft? Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys.
See you.
This patch
Watch yourself.
totally removed defense. Next patch, I don't know. Items toast.
Be well.
Reforge, cry. Oh yeah. You just wait till you get an annulment orb, obviously, and then you just annul and close your eyes, and you'll definitely knock off the defense mod. Or you could get like a remove non-speed, add speed, I don't know. I'm sure the smart guys will figure something out to fix the boots. Or they'll just live in our stash eternally by themselves, never seeing the feet of a man. Poor boots never get to see feet. Kind of sad. So I think I have a Regal Orb, so I might try to alt craft a Scepter if I'm... Nah, that's probably not the play. Probably just, I don't know, cry. Yeah, I think crying is the play. I think we just wait for another Woe Essence to try and get spell damage and craft fire dispels. But I think we'll end up farming Foothills this run. How's our defense looking? Need to check what the shield has on it. It does have 8 all res. Does it have a suffix? Ooh, it does have a suffix too. Oh, this is a pretty nice shield. I am a fan. Some nice socket colors too. One of the nice things about Inquisitor is you go into maps ailment immune, so you don't need to worry about crafting like a freeze flask or a shock flask. So that's a pretty nice benefit. Sir, can you control your chat? No. It's not my job. More Chaos Orbs. So we want to pick up these Angelic Kite Shield bases still. Even though the shield we found is really good, I would prefer to get the 12 all res from the Angelic Kite Shield. It just makes gearing really easy, so you don't have to do too many crafts before you go into maps. So similar to Act 3, Lunaris, in this zone you just look for the side that does not have 2 carts, and that's how you figure out which direction to go. Fortunately, there's lots of doors in this zone, so you can get well acquainted before you go and do heist for 4 hours before going to maps. So now I think we'll go to BA because we still want to swap to a shield.
What is it?
Before we go ahead and do the scary zone.
Watch yourself.
I'll go ahead and store this shield and slap an essence that gives res on the Angelic. And it is trash again, dude. Never lucky. And we missed a Delirium. Sag. And some more Muffin. Blueberry. So here, just set up your cremation in the corner, and then as soon as the guy becomes targetable, he'll get phased, and then you move them into the center. And hopefully the Lunaris lady does not spin out of them. She does that sometimes. And then just occasionally recast them, because they only last about 8 seconds. And they're dead. So if you were playing Ritual League, I would say to start doing rituals in this zone until you get some good gear before you go to maps. But not really sure what the status for Ritual is going to be for 3.14, so I'll go ahead and skip them for now. And we'll go do some light farming in the foothills zone. Can also pick up imbued wand bases, not just scepters. If you're playing DD, I would stick to scepters. If you're playing Bladefall, Bladeblast, you can use the wand or the scepter. I think both are pretty good. So yeah, I have like 3 items I want to try and get some stats on. So yeah, time to essence stuff. Again, we got a terrible shield. For the wands, actually don't really know what I want to use on the wands. I guess minion stuff. I don't know. Probably just alch them, to be honest, and hope I get something. And I didn't. Nice. Could also start transmuting wands. Wouldn't be too bad. Just carry the transmutes around with me. So if I hit a good spell damage or fire damage roll, I can just regal it and then craft fire damage dispels. So we're level 59. It's probably fine to go to maps at this level, just because Inquisitor is pretty strong defensively. If I was a weaker class, I might stay in BA till like level 62.
I must have time.
But yeah, I think we're good to progress at this level. What you eating? It's a muffin. Do you know the Muffin Man? I keep hoping I'll get some like cool essence. I think I've gotten 3 essences of corruption already, which I don't think are very important for DD or Bladefall, Bladeblast. I guess you could use the more cast speed gloves for Bladefall, Bladeblast if you got that. Oh, I didn't do the quest yet. I was gonna say I should leave a portal at that location, but I didn't find the Storm's Blade quest.
Is spent.
I always try to do the betrayal guys here.
Whoa. Next time you see me, I'll be a
Sometimes
new
they
man.
can drop pretty good items.
Ready, Exile?
Are you the Muffin Man? For sure. Yep, just keep slapping those deliriums. We ran out of wisdom scrolls recently, so it's going to be nice to refill with these Brandis coins. Like I said before, still picking up those Angelic Kite Shield, Imbued Wands, and any Scepter bases we can find to try and upgrade our weapon. Also with the newly introduced, like, I can't remember what they call it, but they have like the better rare system that they usually tie to the League mechanic. I would usually test the League mechanic out when my character is feeling pretty strong. Just to see like what kind of items would drop in a new league. So for this character, it would probably be like right now before going to maps when you're ailment immune, you have a ton of regen, you have your flesh and stone up, your damage is still pretty good. Would be, so like right now would be a good time to start testing out that league mechanic if you're doing this run in a new league. Just to get some better items before you go to maps. Maybe get a few more levels in too. Go ahead and take all these Parandus coins to vendor.
I am no beast of burden.
What we got here? Lightning res, meh. Go ahead and... Oh, I can't even ID boots. Alright, we're gonna have to drop the shield, unfortunately. Smart loot. Okay. Guess I'm not smart enough for the smart loot. So these are the kind of boots you're looking for before you go to maps. Yeah, just get a pair of these like every run and you should be good to go. Yep.
Good luck.
Some of the members.
And same with these gloves, you know. Some nice 76 life, 29 dex gloves. Pretty casually good. This amulet is also pretty good because you can craft life on it and the ES is not worthless on Inquisitor. On like a lot of other classes, the ES may not be too valuable.
Be careful.
I think I'm going to go ahead and swap to this amulet, actually. Yeah, it gives me, like, I lose, like, 70 life, but I also gain, like, 50 ES, and I'm going to be able to do a life craft as well. Let's go ahead and try and 4-socket these boots, I think. And then let's try and get some red sockets here. Okay, and then I want to swap out these gloves for those thick gloves I just found, so maybe try to 4-socket those as well. Alright, maybe not. It looks like we need some sort of res here. I think we go ahead and craft a nice cold res. Yep. We still have 7 skill points. I'm not too sure where I want to put them. It's kind of dependent on what build you're planning to play. So if you're planning to go DD, you would want to start making your way over to Undertaker and these Corpse Life nodes. If you're playing BFPB, you're kind of want to get this AoE radius and the AoE radius from Arcane Expanse over there. So you can get that nice, juicy AoE clear going. Maybe also start speccing into some critical strike nodes. But I think I'm just going to leave the points for now. You can kind of decide what you want to do depending on the build you're playing, because I think I'm strong enough to actually finish the axe without spending any more skill points.
must have time to gather my
What's
will.
the late game build gonna be? I think I'm just gonna end up not playing this character after I finish Act 10. This is mostly just for a leveling guide that I'll be posting to YouTube. So as soon as I get a weapon, I'm going to switch to some shield gameplay. Just, you know, just waiting on the weapon. Sure, we'll drop it eventually, right? Immunity for when you don't get it. So I typically wait to do my 16 to 20 stone conquerors, because that's when you start spawning Cyrus influence, and I typically want to be ailment immune for Cyrus influence because those mobs hit really hard. So that's typically my if you can get it sooner though, yeah, go for it. It really depends on where Bazaar and Siege are on the Atlas. So like the higher tier 1 in the new league will be the one that has the tier 1 ailment avoidance crafts. So if like Bazaar is T3 and Siege is T4, Siege will have the crafts. If Bazaar is T4 and Siege is T3, then Bazaar will have the crafts. It kind of swaps depending on what tiers the maps are. BM or crit? I think I typically go crit early. Battle Mage is nice, but you need a really strong weapon. And by the time you have a really, like, a good weapon that'll be useful with Battle Mage, you probably have Uber Lab anyways. So it's better to get that crit early on. I know I dropped a Diamond Flask this run, but if you're going a crit build, I think you should typically plan on picking up the Diamond Flask in Act 7 and then changing your filter to be much louder for Granite Flasks or Jade Flask or something like that. That is a big Soul Eater guy. Ow. So I'm going to go ahead and do the last skill point quest, which is the Scorpion Lady. I think we'll also end up getting a scepter from one of the vendors. This pacing? Yeah. Yes? Hopefully I can find the quest. Okay, we're good. So I try to drop cremation in like a triangle area. And then it mostly kills the mobs. Throw some Armageddon Brand down, you know.
Must have time to
Still need to do Euchel? Yeah, I know. I still need to get the trial from over there too. So I have not forgotten. So we go and get the
Take care.
we take a scepter here. We get the little storm ball. Hopefully it's good. It is terrible. It's really hard to roll a scepter, unfortunately.
Ready, Exile?
Just have too many mods on them, you know. Oh, it's a beast.
We will be best friends.
Come on, Einhar. Get to work.
We slaughter you. You will be a survivor. Or you will be.
my own loot filter. If you do the !! filter command, you can see the loot filter I use. But I kind of tune it depending on the build I'm playing. There's like sections where you can set your own base items, and in those sections, that's where I kind of make character specific decisions. So if I'm playing like a melee character, I want to show more astral plates and like royal burgonets. If I'm playing like an Inquisitor, I want to show Vaal regalias. Basically just showing bases for harvest crafting. But for the most part, just using the Hobbit's base filter and just adding bases. Yep. Adding bases to the base filter, basing, base, yeah. Alright, Scorpion down. Kind of. Always have the fun phase. And then you can go hide in the corner and she'll kind of jump on you eventually. Get hit by all your stacked up cremations. Nice. So I never ended up making a weapon. Doesn't matter because this wand is gonna hit. It actually hit something decent, so we can regal this wand and craft fire dispels and use that. Yep. I actually need some jeweler orbs, maybe. Let me see how these sockets are going to work out.
Yes?
Let's just buy like 2 jewelers.
See ya.
Cool. Maybe refuse. Nice. So we want Flame Dash, Arcane Surge. We can move Desecrate there. Okay, we don't need Ellie Prolif on a wave. And then we can put on our shield.
Yes.
Go ahead and get our 2 skill points that we're probably not going to use for anything. I kind of wish I had a link for Frost Shield, and I do. Alright, so here we respec out of Dark Arts because we no longer use it. And we will go and do Yugal. And then we can go and do the, did I not put my Flame Dash in? What is going on here? Wait, I'm not smart enough? Oh, my int's too low for my build. Alright, I actually have to spec some points. Yeah, I lost some intelligence from Dark Arts. Alright, we can spec the spell block and the life here, connect these 2 points, and drop these 2 points. This is a pretty good generic block tree.
I must have time to gather my will.
You could go for Sanctuary as well, but a lot of Inquisitors these days just run Flesh and Stone. You can also probably just go both the AoE nodes too. The 2 in the Witch area and the 2 in Templar Start, if I haven't taken those yet. I'll just go ahead and spec those points.
Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
So you can kill the guy here if you want the Conqueror's efficiency. Maybe you can Vaal it for 1% reduced mana reserved. If you're a god. I typically don't do this quest though. Alright, let's go ahead and spec that AoE. So how's our res looking? So we're just low on fire res right now. We probably want a replacement chest though. Yeah, definitely want to placement chest. We'll get one in the next act. Can also look for any 4-link chests that might drop. So that's a nice essence. We could use that to craft a body armor if we find a nice 4-link. Could also use it to make an Archon Kite shield, but our current shield's pretty good. I think I'll probably use the essence on a body armor. Get our skill point.
Don't do it. Don't do anything.
Get our
I would.
Conqueror's efficiency. Wow. Great flask. Porcupines? Yeah, porcupines aren't that scary once you put a shield on. Number 2 NA. Got some pretty nice load screens at the moment. Heck yeah.
Goodbye.
Guess we can just take some cast speed. We'll just assume we're playing Bladefall, Bladeblast. Probably want some cast speed for Bladefall or something. Then the other nodes you would want are the Fizz's extra nodes, and you'd probably want to go Avatar of Fire and the Fizz to fire damage conversion nodes. I think it's called like Magmatic Strikes. So those are the other nodes you would have to take for the Winquisitor BFBB build. The full fire version. Alright. Apparently we're just gonna get stuck with a smoke mine and smacked by mobs, but we're too tanky. Can't be stopped. What's up, Piney? Save by the shield. Actually, you're probably not wrong. It's probably saved by the shield. Probably blocked some of the hits that would have killed me. Got to 100 HP. Easy tank. Could also have a cast when damage taken set up for right now. If you want to be safer. I think cast when damage taken, Immortal Call is the best combination for Templar, just because you get such a large life pool with the ES. I really dislike not having a phasing flask at this point, though. But you don't get it until the next act. Alright, my game crashed again. I really wanted to rerun those zones, too. I was dying to rerun those zones. Thankfully, these are pretty short zones, so it should only take me like 10 minutes to get back to where I was. Yep. So, anyone do anything fun today, you know? I, for one, watched the new Kong vs. Godzilla movie, and I have to say it's the best film I've seen in the past decade. I won't spoil anything, but that's all I have to say. Just a great all-around film, you know? Really? Yeah, for sure. All right, we're almost back to where we were. Getting warmer. I don't remember which way it was, but I'm going to assume this way. It did have a very good ending, I agree. I'm glad we're all agreeing here, chat. So yeah, just make your way over to Malagaro. I'm sure you'll get there eventually if your game is stable. All right, we're almost back. So as a tanky Inquisitor, you can just, you know, tank Doedry. Doesn't matter. Easy fight. Same with the Holy Trinity. Just put down your Frost Shield. Or it's the Depraved Trinity. Not the fucking Holy Trinity. Keck. And I like to stack the cremations around. You know, get the easy scorpion kills. Yeah, inside Frost Shield, you're just pretty tanky. Although you don't want to stand on these curse pools. They're kind of annoying. Should rename Inquisitor to Bubble Boy. It's pretty strong inside the bubble. You can go ahead and put your portal down to go back to Highgate, because it's faster to go here. So you show up right on the rooftop. Spellcasters outside of Crema, Armageddon are still viable for fast hacks. There's like a few different Spellslinger builds that work as well. I think Chaos Slinger is still pretty good. I think you can do like a Walk Purifying Flame Slinger as well. Despite the game telling you to talk to Bannon, you don't actually need to talk to Bannon. You can just leave after you kill all the mobs.
I must have time to gather my will.
So yeah, what we have left to do would be Volenta, Kitava, and then Merklab. Normally you do Merklab right before, what's it called? The thing. Right before Kitava. Right before you go into like the Feeding Trough. So you do everything up till then, and then you do Merklab is typically my order of events. So we go down here and do the Aswari. Don't drop a portal there? No, because I'm going to do the trial now and log out, so my portal would just disappear. I mean, you could go to Red Innocence first and have a portal dropped at the beginning of that little bridge, but this is typically the order I do things in. But yeah, it would be a slight time save. Yes, there are a lot of other ways you could do it where you leave the portal, but this is my less good way to do it. Hello. What's up, Dan? All right, so we make our way to Red Innocence now. The most powerful boss in the game, in my opinion. Most HP, most damage, coolest look. This boss has it all. Maven's got nothing on Red Innocence. I bet in Gauntlet more people died to Red Innocence than died to Maven. There are a lot of rips to Maven. Yeah, but think about how many people played the Gauntlet Ventura. I'm sure there are more rips to Red Innocence than Maven. Maybe not by streamers, but overall, I would say yes. All right, here you just put him in the corner, you know, tell him to get friendly with the cremation. Wait a little bit because for some reason he's like 10 times tankier than Kitava these days, and then yeah, go back to town. So we'll talk to Bannon. We'll get our new chess piece, which will hopefully have the right socket colors. Surprise, it doesn't. Hopefully it has good mods. Surprise, it doesn't. So we're probably just going to wait until we get another 4-link, or we can try and chrome this and scour it and then put the greed essence on there. So now I'm going to do Valenta, and then I will do Merciless Lab. Avarius Reassembled. Nah, Red Innocence. Pretty sure that's his name.
Just in time.
Yep, still doing the essences for when we find bases in early maps. We can use the essences on those to try and get a gear upgrade. Just think of essences as juicy alchemies that you cannot use on maps. And then once you get to Haywork, essences are like the best crafting item in the game. So I kind of want to put on my quartz flask, but I don't think I have enough mana regen to drop the mana flask at the moment. Just because Armageddon Brand costs so much mana. I think maybe if I take the mana nodes here, I should be able to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Could also run a low-level Clarity with our leftover mana, but it looks like we should be good. Yeah, we should be good now on mana regen. Go back to town, get our skill point, and then we will go and do Merciless Lab. And then we will do Kitava, and then we will be complete. We'll probably do an enchant on our boots. It's probably the best thing to take at this time. Yet again, I do not know the lab layout, so I apologize if I go the wrong way. It looks like a golden door. Yep. Having phasing is the best. That's for sure. And we can YOLO every strongbox now because Inquisitor is ailment immune. Yeah, also traps are really easy on this build. Just because you have so much regen, it's pretty much take no damage from any of the traps. Let me through.
Let the day dawn, golden with possibility.
Conk round on bosses other than standing on them? Yeah, so there's two things you can do for that. If you're playing a build that has like no great aura, you can run Zealotry. The other option is to have a trigger weapon with Purifying Flame in it, because Purifying Flame leaves Consecrated Ground after it fires off. So those are like the two tricks people use. Yep, Zealotry or Purifying Flame on a trigger-socketed skills weapon. Why don't you run Zealotry? Because I need the mana for defensive auras. Oh. It's also EO for now. We'll unspec it after lab when we go the crit nodes, but it doesn't really matter. For the moment. And I mean, I'm not playing this character after I kill Kitava, so if you're planning like a crit build, you would probably just go you'd go more crit nodes than I have right now, which is 0. So you definitely want some like critical strike multiplier if you're planning to go crit.
When the time comes to strike, Emperor strikes defies effigy.
So you'd probably go up for Arcane Potency, and you'd probably want to be over by Throat Seeker by now, and maybe even in Shadow area.
Those who stand should never outnumber those who kneel.
So unfortunately I didn't get maximum treasure keys this run because I had to kill the Reflect General so I don't accidentally kill myself. But, you know. Oh well, we'll still get 2 keys, I think. Maybe we'll end up getting a 4-link chest. We can also just wait until we get a Vaal Regalia and wait to use our essence on that. So those are going to give us, that base is going to give us a pretty large energy shield pool. Or maybe we'll get a Vaal Regalia from the chest at the end, you know. And we got the worst lab. Not exciting. Any regalias? Nope. Alright, let's do our boots. Cold damage, not terrible. Alright, we'll go the crit node now. And it's time to kill Kitava. Yep.
Must have time to gather my will. Yeah, I think we should have everything done. Yep. Just the final walk to the boss. I do need to get more fire res somewhere. I'll probably look at my gear pieces. I imagine I have open suffixes on a few of them. I know my shield has an open suffix, so that should be 28 fire res and put me at 105 if I get a perfect roll. I shall strike you down.
Pinpoint better than GMP? I think they're about the same. It's just I had the socket colors for Pinpoint, not for GMP. I didn't want to waste chromes. And, yeah, there you have it.
Kitava down. And we got some amazing gloves. Wow. Those are actually sick. Unethical, I would say.
Farewell.
I'll go ahead and end the run after we
For
talk
freedom.
to Lonnie. Boom. So, yep, 22 skill points. At this point, I would go to Hideout, and I would finish off my resistances. And then I would go map. I guess we can go through the motions, finish those res off. So we need some fire res, I believe, is the only one. Like 74, but yeah, we'll go ahead and do like maybe a hybrid fire cold craft. And there you have it. This was leveling a Inquisitor from Act 1 to Act 10. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.